So still focusing on pre-event, this is the opportunity where you'll get to narrow down your target list of who you'll be meeting at the event. And we do that through our new event platform, which actually turns over to an event app, which is pretty new for us, which is exciting. So this platform here will house all of our exhibitors for the event, all of our sponsoring companies with their descriptions. It will hold the event agenda, so you can take a look at the agenda of all the content happening that you can take part in and sit amongst builders in our general session rooms, which are really great networking opportunities as well. But it's also the opportunity to look at all of the attendees. We have been collecting over the coming weeks and months leading up to the event information from all of these builders for you. So we are providing this information up front, and depending on what you're looking for or what you're targeting and who you want to meet with at the event, there's a lot of different data points that you can dig into. So you can see here some of the examples of the different data points for each builder that you'll be able to take a look at. So if you're focusing or looking for a certain company, if you are only interested in certain job titles, such as purchasing managers or owner-operators, you can search and filter by job title. You can look at the size of their company, how many employees they have, the regions that they serve. The builders are also logging in and expressing interest in certain sponsors or product categories. So if you wanted to narrow the target list down by product categories to see any builders who may have expressed interest in your product category, that's a really great place to start. You know they're already interested in your product category, so you might as well set a meeting with them if they are, in your realm of prospects. You can also look at their targeted number of homes and units that they're building to project this year, as well as their revenue. So take the time. We give you a few weeks before the event to look over all of this data. It's going to really help, in matchmaking. Our system will do a pretty good job of taking everybody that you've expressed interest in and pairing it with as many mutual matches as the builders have expressed, giving you a schedule that is to your liking and really going to be mutually beneficial for both of you. So I do highly suggest spending some time in this platform. Obviously, if you have trouble with it, we're here to help in other ways, but we really want to make sure that you're targeting and getting the schedule of builders that you really want to meet with to make your time worthwhile at the event.
How can they kind of look at this as a group, and how can they, communicate with you preferences that are synthesized across a group, for instance?
Yes, that's a good point. So, once you've narrowed down who you're sending to the event, obviously there may be some local reps or, different regions that focus on different things. You're going to want to set a call with everybody. Instead of kind of leaving it up to everybody on their own, you want to split, who the meetings are with the right reps that are going to be there and make sure that there's no overlap or repetitiveness. They are individuals. So for example, a company that we have may be sending 2 to 3 reps. So you want to make sure that you're honing in on the right title and the right individual from that company for the meeting.
How would they rank? Like what's a good process for them to rank it as a group? Would they go on screen with this together and do like a Microsoft Teams meeting and look at that stuff and talk through it? Do they get an Excel sheet from you that helps them do it? What's the best practice?
Some like to walk through it together. You can absolutely do it together on the platform. It's probably the best way. But we instruct you to focus on only the companies you are interested in. So when it comes to selecting them, we essentially just have you focus on your number 1 choices, like your number 1 draft picks, and then your number 2 choices. So anybody that's not of interest, out of the realm of, somebody that doesn't qualify, someone that doesn't meet your needs, you don't have to focus on them. So you're really narrowing it down to those you focus on. And then once you're in the platform, we have you put them into 2 different buckets, your number 1 choices and your number 2. So it's good to do it over Teams. I can also send an Excel sheet that you can pass around and everybody can, mark off their individual choices and either send back to me or, provide it to one member from your team to kind of delegate adding it all into the system. Whichever is easier for your team, we're happy to provide. So once we've collected all of the preferences that you've provided for us for the individuals you want meetings scheduled with, my customer success team will work on generating all of these schedules for you, again, with mutual matches, your number one choices, your number two choices, depending on the time slots and availability between you and all the builders. Once we've created your schedule, we'll be releasing it to you 1 week prior to the event. So you will be getting a complete profile on all of those builders, again, with those data points you saw in the slide prior, but also some additional information. So contact information for all of these builders, physical addresses, email addresses, phone numbers, fun things like their favorite hobby or their favorite sports team. So look over this data, take the time the week before the event to really do the research and get to know these builders. They know they are providing these profiles to us and to you. So they are expecting that you have a little bit of research done on them already. And because you are meeting with individuals at the event, you can really tailor each meeting that you have personally, which you would want to do anyway. So as if you're doing research online ahead of time before a call, same thing, but we're providing all of the information to you.
I think something that's really slept on is that that favorite hobby or sports team. You know, obviously, I'm not trying to say that's the most important information that's on this this guest profile, but at the end of the day, these engagements are 15 minutes long, and you want to be able to quickly establish rapport with these executives. So, you know, only bring it up, obviously, if it's something that you can relate to or whatnot, but try to use that stuff for any way that you can.
One thing I just want to say is don't stop at the information that we've provided. Go to the website, look for the shortcomings, you know, the challenges and problems that these builders and multifamily companies might have, and be ready to ask questions that get you to those pain points. So some of that might be evident in what we collect, but some of it's about some additional research. And it's just a matter of doing it. People aren't in the habit of this because their trade show experience is people come at them randomly. They don't know who's going to come. So you wouldn't even think to do this sort of advanced research. This is a different game. You want to be prepared with thoughtful questions that are going to uncover loose bricks with competitor companies or showcase some sort of problem or challenge or need that company has that you have a solution for.
Yeah, it falls right into kind of our next topic here is do the research, send those intro emails. So, take the time to spend a couple days with those profiles, researching websites, and then do dedicated outreach. We're providing you the contact information. There is no reason not to send them an intro email. You're going to be meeting them in a couple days at the event. If you want to send them a quick video to watch or a quick rundown of your company, just so they can become familiar with you as well. You have all of these profiles and you want an intro. Again, as Colin mentioned, they are only 15 minutes. So they're quick meetings, and whatever you can kind of get out ahead of in front of, use the in-person time to really dig into things. So utilize that week before the event to send intro emails, introduce yourself, your team that's going to be there, your company, just a quick overview. So when you're on site together in person, you can kind of dig in together on it.
Yeah, a lot of these are big companies, and we know that decisions at big companies are a lot of the times made as a group. So I would, we've spent a lot of time and resources getting you some quality VIP executives, but try to identify some other influencers as part of this decision-making process. That's really going to help you engage with the account after the event and really get the rest of the people that are typically involved, part of the decision. Another thing down here at the bottom is important is a video asset goes a long way. If you're going to send one or two emails to these folks before the event, it's really important to have a video asset, because it's going to really heighten the likelihood that someone's going to engage with your email and take in your content. And if that's not something that you have in your repertoire, AE Ventures has some growing content marketing opportunities that will really help